In today's video we're just going to talk about naming the custom modes on the Panasonic GH6. So we've already covered the C dials on the top and how to use them, and I'll link that above as a separate video. So once we've started doing that, we've started splitting out the kind of functionality on the camera that we want to break down by each setting. So you know, we could be breaking it down by frame rates, resolutions, maybe file formats. And then one really nice additional thing we can do is to actually name those in the camera. So, you know, having them as C1, C2, C3, there's a bit of kind of, you know, using up a bit of brain power to then link that up to C1 is the one that does this, C2 is the one that does this, C3, you know, and then if you're using all of these, it starts to get quite complex. So what we can do, we're going to go in and we're going to have a look at how to do this. But if you're ever going to overwrite the settings for these, just make sure that you're in the right one, so you don't overwrite it with a completely different set of settings. So we're going to name our C1 custom menu, and we're in the C1 option on the dial, so we're essentially just overwriting it with itself, but we're going to give it a name. So we've already set all of our bits for it, so you can see on there that we've got where are we? We're 4K 25 frames, and if we were to jump into C2, which I've just done on the top of the camera, we're 4K 50. So if we can just name them essentially that, and that will be fine. So if I'm back in C1 now, and then I'm just going to jump into the spanner, and then the fourth one down, which is the setting option, has the save to custom mode bit. Again, we've covered this in another video, so we won't go into that too much. But once you get to this point, you can press the display button to edit the title. So our display button's just there. We press that. This is a bit fiddly because obviously you're having to kind of write this out on a camera, which isn't ideal. It would be nicer to do it on a keyboard, but we can essentially come in and then we could do, if we change that to sorry, here we go. I'm just trying to cycle through to the numbers. There we go. So 4, come back, 4K, and then we'll call it 4K. Luckily, you only have to do this once because it's it's not ideal. 4K 25, and then that's fine for the name for me. That's quick enough for me to just kind of come in and just see that it's that. And it might be actually that you do come in. Sorry, I didn't save that on that. I wanted to come back to it. So if we do that, we'll come back. It might be that you actually want to make it more specific than that. So if we come back into that and we just call it 4K, get a space in there, and then we'll call it 4K 25, and then a space, and it might be that we want to make it something like vlog. A lot of this you can kind of glean off the screen quite quickly, but it's just you know, when you're coming in and you're doing it, it's useful to just have it there. So you know, we hit set, we'll say yes, and then it asks us if we want to actually overwrite it. So the first one is to name it, the second one is to overwrite it, and then we'll hit yes, and then that's completed that. And then you can see now if we switch between, this is custom mode 2 and it's just called custom mode 2. Now if we switch into that, it's called 4K 25 vlog. So that's just really useful to be able to just quickly, we can see that there, and then we could do the same for this one. I won't do that because of how tediously slow it was for me to actually do it, so I'll leave that. But yeah, essentially you can just come in and you can name all of those how you want, and then just really quickly on the screen you're just getting that really quick kind of flash of it's that mode. You know you're in the right mode, and it just makes it easy for your workflow. You know, if you're switching between frame rates a lot, or you want to switch between resolutions, picture profiles, whatever it may be. That just gives you a really nice, easy way to do it and just get that visual indicator that you're in the right settings and you can just kind of get on and work. So hopefully that's helped. If it has, give the video a like. If you want to see more GH6 content, then please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got any questions about it, just drop them in the comments.